Greetings, children. Welcome to my channel, Inside Accountancy by Shakun. Today we'll be talking about Chapter 3 Theory Base of Accounting. The subtopics to be covered are meaning and nature of accounting principles, their features, fundamental accounting assumptions or concepts, that is, the going concern assumption, consistency assumption, and accrual assumption. GAAP, GAAP, referred to as Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. Generally accepted accounting principles are basically the rules that define the parameters and constraints within which the accounting operates. Now, these principles are the theory base of accounting on the basis of which the financial statements are prepared and firstly, the transactions are recorded. So basically, GAAP are the guidelines for recording transactions and for preparing financial statements. So all the accounting principles, concepts and conventions are referred to as GAAP or generally accepted accounting principles. Let's talk about the meaning and nature of accounting principles. Principles of accounting are the general law or rule adopted or proposed as a guide to action, a settled ground or basis of conduct or practice. This is the definition given by American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Accounting principles are the rules adopted by accountants universally all across the world while recording of the accounting transactions. They are the norms or the rules which are followed in accounting of various items such as assets, liabilities, expenses, incomes, etc. It is on this basis that the stock or inventory is valued at lower of its cost or net realizable value. This is also one of the principle. We'll talk about it later. Now, fixed assets are depreciated over their expected useful life. This is also based upon one of the principles we'll talk about later. So, all the accounting transactions and the way they are recorded in the books of accounts are on the basis of certain principles which are referred to as accounting principles. These accounting principles are the basic or fundamental propositions generally accepted by accountants as a set of accounting principles based on which the transactions are recorded and the financial statements are prepared. Now, these accounting principles, they are of two types. They are classified as accounting concepts and accounting conventions. Now, what are accounting concepts? Accounting concepts are the basic assumptions or the propositions or the presumptions which are taken while recording the transactions in the books of accounts. They are generally accepted accounting rules based on which the transactions are recorded and the financial statements are prepared. Now, it is important to follow the concepts, the accounting concepts, because it enables the users, the various users, internal users as well as external users, to understand the financial statements in a better manner and to compare them and to comprehend them. So that is why accounting concepts are very important. So they are based on the years and years and years of practices that are adopted by the accountants. Accounting conventions. Accounting conventions are the outcome of accounting practices or the principles being followed by the enterprise over a period of time. So the principles which are followed because of a passage of time that has passed are referred to as accounting conventions. Now, these conventions are not rigid. They may undergo a change with time to bring about some kind of improvement in the quality of accounting information. So, accounting principles are classified as accounting concepts and conventions. We'll be talking about each one in detail and the various principles falling in each category. Let's talk about the features of accounting principles. Now, accounting principles are man-made. They are the best possible suggestions based on practical experiences of people, practical experiences of accountants all across the country, all across the globe. They are recommended for use by all the enterprises to ensure uniformity, and understandability, so that there can be comparability between the accounting statements of all the enterprises across the globe. Accounting principles are flexible. They are flexible in the sense that they are not rigid, they are not permanent, and they can be changed with the passage of time. Accounting principles are generally accepted. Now, they are generally accepted by the accountants all across the globe for recording of the transactions in the books of accounts. And the general acceptance of these principles usually depends on three criterias. They should be relevant, they should be objective, and they should be feasible. Relevance means that the information that is generated, it should be useful to the various users of accounting information. Being objective means that it should be free from any kind of personal bias. Feasible means that it can be applied without any kind of complexity or undue cost. So accounting principles are generally accepted because they are feasible, they are relevant, and they are objective. Let's talk about the accounting concepts or assumptions in detail. As already discussed, the fundamental accounting assumptions or concepts are the assumptions which are presumed to have been followed in preparing the annual accounts. So these are the assumptions which are just presumed or assumed by the accountants while recording the transactions in the books of accounts. The fundamental accounting assumptions recognized by Accounting Standard 1, disclosure of accounting policies, are going concern assumption, consistency assumption, and accrual assumption. These are the three assumptions that fall in the category of accounting concepts or assumptions. We'll be talking about each one in detail. Let's talk about the first one, that is going concern assumption. According to this assumption, it is assumed that the business shall continue for a foreseeable long period of time, and the businessman will have no intention to close the business or to scale down its operations significantly. So when we start the business, we start it with the intention of carrying it on for a long period of time, for a long foreseeable period of time, not with the intention of closing it down in the years to come. It is because of this concept that a distinction is made between the capital expenditure and the revenue expenditure. Now, the meaning of capital and revenue expenditure has been explained in my previous videos relating to the basic accounting terms. Capital expenditure is the expenditure which gives benefit over a long period of time, whereas revenue expenditure is that the benefit of which is consumed or exhausted within one accounting period, that is within a period of 12 months. So on the basis of going concern assumption, a distinction is made between capital and revenue expenditure. See, if we carry the business for a long period of time, only then we will make such kind of expenditure which will give us benefit for the future years. So we will make expenditure, we will make capital expenditure only when we foresee that our business will continue for a long period of time. On the basis of this concept, the fixed assets are recorded at their original cost and they are depreciated in a systematic manner over their expected useful life. Now, fixed assets are recorded at book value and they are depreciated over their useful life. When we acquire fixed assets, we calculate their useful life, let's say 5 years or 10 years. Now, calculating their useful life is again based upon the going concern assumption, because we assume that the business will continue to operate in the foreseeable future. That is why the assets are recorded at book value and they are depreciated for, let's say, 5 years or 10 years for the years to come, because we believe that our business will carry on for that period of time. So, moving on to the consistency assumption. Now, according to the consistency assumption, the accounting practices which are once selected and adopted, they should be applied consistently year after year. There should not be change every year. The concept helps in better understanding of accounting information and makes it comparable with that of previous years. If we follow the same accounting practices every year, it will facilitate the comparison between the different years. But if the practices are not same, then comparison would not be possible. Consistency eliminates personal bias and helps in showing results that are comparable. The concept is particularly important when alternative accounting practices are equally acceptable. Now, for example, there are two methods of charging depreciation. One is the written down value method and the other is straight line method. Now both are equally acceptable. Under this assumption, a method which is once chosen means whichever method of depreciation you have chosen in one year, you should be applying it consistently year after year to make the financial statements more comparable. Now it does not mean that we cannot change the particular methods or the particular accounting practices. We cannot change. No, that's not true. We can change the accounting practices if it is required by law or if the accounting standard requires it, and the change will result into more meaningful presentation of the financial statements. So if it is required by law or if it leads to better presentation of financial statements, then we can change our accounting practices or methods. Otherwise, once they are selected, they should be applied consistently year after year. So this was about the consistency assumption. Moving on to the last assumption, that is accrual assumption. Now, according to the accrual assumption, a transaction is recorded in the books of accounts at the time when it is entered into and not when the settlement takes place. Thus, the revenue is always generated from the sale of goods. Okay, so thus the revenue is recognized when it is realized, that is when sale is complete or the services are rendered. It is immaterial whether we have received the cash or not. So when at the time of sale the transaction happens, the sale happens, exchange of goods happens, even though we have not received the cash, even then the transaction will be recorded on the day the sale was made. Similarly, in case of expenses also, they will be recorded in the year in which they are recognized, whether they are paid in cash or whether they are not paid in cash, but they will be recorded as expenses in the accounting period in which they become due. Now, this concept is very important because it recognizes the assets, liabilities, incomes, and expenses as and when the transactions relating to it are entered into. So, whenever we enter into any kind of transaction relating to these terms such as assets, liabilities, incomes, and expenses, whenever any transaction is entered into, it is recorded in the books of accounts, whether there is any dealing in cash or not. Let us take an example. For example, if there is a credit sale, we have sold goods on credit for 2 months for rupees 15,000 and the sale was made on 15th of Feb 2015. Then the revenue earned is to be recorded on 15th of Feb. Why? Because on 15th of Feb, the transaction of sale occurred and the possession of the goods was transferred to the customer. So because on 15th Feb the goods were sold, the goods were transferred to the customer, therefore the sale will be recorded on 15th of Feb, although the date of receiving cash is after 2 months. The cash has not been realized, but still the transaction will be recorded on 15th of Feb, no matter whether we have received the cash or not. Let's take another example. In case of expenses, if at the end of the year we realize that 2 months salary was due to the manager but it was not paid, then the expense of salary will be recorded in the current year in which the salary is due, not in the next year in which it will be paid. So if the salary for the current year is due, it will be recorded in the current year itself. It will not be recorded in the next year. If we pay it in the next year, it will not be recorded in the next year, but in the year in which it becomes due. We have in this video talked about the meaning and nature of accounting principles, the basic rules and the fundamental theory base which we follow to record the business transactions and to prepare and present the financial statements. We also talked about the features of accounting principles, that they are flexible, they are man-made, and they are generally accepted across the globe. We talked about the necessity of accounting principles, that how important it is to have the accounting principles because it gives us meaningful information which is comparable, and it also helps us in comparing the results of different enterprises across the globe. We talked about the fundamental accounting concepts or assumptions, such as going concern assumption, that the business will carry on for a foreseeable long period of time. We talked about consistency assumption, that the practices which are once selected should be followed every year, they should not be changed often. And we also talked about accrual assumption, that the transactions are recorded in the books of accounts when they are entered into, not when the settlement takes place. So I hope the concepts are clear to you, and all the principles are also clear. If you liked my content, please show some love and support by liking my video and subscribing to my channel. You can also hit the bell button to get all the notifications as soon as I post a video. Thank you so much for showing so much cooperation. Thank you.